Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And today, fellas, we're going to talk about passing between the numbers. So basically, like seam routes, digs, posts, any of those routes that normally are completed somewhere between the numbers to on the numbers. And in Madden, they're just dead spots in every defense. I don't care what defense it is, there's a dead spot in that defense where that ball can fit somewhere. And so in Madden for years, the hook curls, I don't really know what they actually do, to be honest with you. I mean, well, I know what they're intended to do, but on the game itself, I don't know what they actually perform. Y'all hear the creepy door in the background. But yeah, so it's like you can have a hook curl on the field, or you can have that deep third on the field, but sometimes it's like the zones don't recognize certain parts of the field. And to me, between the numbers, that's why most people lurk between the numbers or the middle of the field, is just because the middle of the field is just always kind of vulnerable, as you see in a lot of these clips. The key to attacking the middle of the field, to me, is always it's kind of like a setup of sorts, or it can just be a pre-snap read, or kind of like a sight adjustment, because you can see in certain defenses, it's like I can tell when guys pull that safety down, or they're trying to cover something, they're trying to cover the flats and the corner. A lot of guys are double Maybelline and all that kind of stuff. And so to me, the quick seams and just being able to attack the seams, running a little drag route underneath, maybe a three-part. To me, I like to run three-part routes, or three-part series route combinations, where I'll run maybe a drag, a short post, and then a deeper post over the top of it. And so then I'm just gonna make the sight adjustment, and look at the coverage as the play develops, and just try to see, where's the leverage. And so on the post routes, I like the post routes a lot, because the post routes are like the routes, whether man or zone, they're going to get some form of separation. Now, how you go about trying to catch them, when the ball actually begins to come down is that remains to be seen in Madden, because there's just no real level of consistency anywhere, excuse me, as it comes to just the success rate in once the DDA and the momentum and all that stuff. I've seen guys just come and they just make crazy plays where they'll jump through you, they'll jump under you and over you, they'll start out underneath you, and then all of a sudden they get back on top of you. And so that takes me into, like, with the post routes, the key thing for me is touch. Just trying to make sure that I have enough touch on the pass to either get it over the defender or keep it in front of the defender that's trailing me. And so, like, a lot of the times it depends upon, I used to talk about something a lot, and I still do, holding the lead. And so, like, on a lot of these seam passes or these one-on-ones where you're even with the guy, you have to hold the lead. That means how long you hold the button before you go into your click on phase. So, if you want to get more velocity and torque on the ball, deeper down the field, you're going to need to hold that lead a little bit longer. For passes in the mid-range, you probably won't need to hold it as long, but you'll need to still, have a little bit of touch. I know a lot of guys long for the days when we used to be able to just bullet pass everything. And that's still a part of the problem for a lot of guys. They can't break that bad habit of bullet passing every single pass. And so that might be a lot of the problems that you're having if you're not having success in the seams, because the seams are there. I mean, it's like every play, you know, with a lot of these defenses, these guys are calling like the, what do you call that thing? Double sting or whatever that DB sting, whatever that defense is, where, you know, the zero blitz where everybody comes from the outside. And so in a lot of those cases, those slots and seam and tight ends, those guys are being covered by safeties who are too far off the ball to really, they just don't latch on in Madden for some reason. It seems, I don't know why the coverage takes so long. It's like some plays they'll jump the route, and then some plays they'll just look at the guy for like 2 or 3 extra seconds and let him catch the ball and then try to go hit him. You know, and that's just the AI defender. You know, even if you click to the guy for some reason, sometimes like in a situation right there, and I'm going to tell you what the answer is, but a lot of those times we feel like we should make those plays because in years past we have been able to. But I understand that the high pass in the vertical space thing, it matters. So if you're able to really kind of get your touch right, so you see that's a high pass right there, but he catches it basically on the ground. Same thing here. It's not going to be, yes, doesn't need to jump too much. You have to understand how to control your trajectory. Now, from the defensive standpoint, the issue is, fellas, you can't keep going for interceptions all the time. And I know it's not going to solve all the problems because I just told you what half of the majority of the problem is. But you have to understand that if you start to go for the SWAT and you apply certain mechanics to the SWAT has much more range than going for the pick. I know it seems kind of silly when the fact that they just drop picks all day long anyway. So that's what I would tell you. Look, you're probably not going to get the pick if it's a wide open pick anyway, unless you have the momentum. So you might as well just go for the SWAT. And like I've said in past videos, if you go for the SWAT and if you're in a perfect position, you'll probably get the interception anyway. This is Madden, fellas. Y'all know this stuff makes no sense. But as you see, you know, in all of these touchdown clips, which are basically all of them, I think, except for one, it's like I'm just able to maneuver the defender for the position because in a lot of cases, I'm just throwing to the leverage. If I feel like I have a step on the guy, I'm going to hold the lead and throw it deeper. If I feel like, you know, he's even or he's faster than me and I have to catch it underneath him, then, you know, I'm going to throw it, you know, with not as much velocity, maybe with a little bit of reverse lead on it just to get the ball to hold up a little bit so that I can get underneath it and make a play. But in a lot of these cases, as you see, these guys are getting themselves into pretty decent positions for, you know, for the situation, except for on this play. He just got smoked. But everyone's going for a pick instead of a SWAT. I play people who go for SWAT, so I know it can be defended. So it's like a lot of these situations, you just have to have a guy there and be able to go for the SWAT. But, I mean, attacking between the numbers, as you see, this is, I mean, it's a large space in the field. And the user on this game, you know, you can cover a lot of spaces, but it's hard to cover 2 or 3 spots and also be responsible for the vertical space that could be coming in on some of these dig routes and posts. You know, like right there, this guy's the best thing he can hope to do is just try to make a tackle, you know, in that situation. But it's because of the high pass. But again, that's what's supposed to happen, but it's not an easy pass to throw. Remember, you know, what I talked about holding the lead. You just have to learn that in every situation, it's going to be a little bit different. Sometimes you're going to need to hold it more. Sometimes it's going to need to be a little bit less. You know, the receiver positioning and all that other stuff, man, y'all come over to CoachDC404.com. Y'all know what it is. Appreciate each and every one of you guys.